Hi everyone, welcome back to the Coding Minds Project Web Conference. So today we have here with us Sean, and Sean is an 8th grader at Rancho San Joaquin Middle School. And Sean has developed a race car game that is inspired by Grand Theft Auto 5 using Unity 3D. And so Sean is actually has some really great modeling skills because it's needed to make a good racing game. So without further ado, we can get started. So Sean, whenever you're ready, you can share your screen and begin.
So this is my Unity project. So this project was inspired by me playing racing games because I like racing games. So I decided to make my own. What I really like about it is driving a car around. And the main features I created for my projects are driving car around on different tracks. So I used Unity to build my project. During class, I learned about terrain tools and materials that I used in my project. Terrain is used to make the maps, and material is used to color the cars and other models. So this is an example of the code that I wrote. So this is the script for the finish line. So when you go through the when you pass through the finish line, it'll check if you pass through the checkpoint, because there's a checkpoint in the middle of the map. So then it'll add to your lap counter and then update the text in your HUD and give you extra time for a second lap. And then if it's your first lap and your level's 1, it'll bring you to the second level and give you more time. So this is a live demo. So this is the game, and this is the first track, and you have 90 seconds to complete it. And everything, the card, and it's from standard assets, and it's colored using materials. And the mountains are made using the terrain tool. And this is the checkpoint to make sure you actually do the lap. And there are boxes here at the end. Yeah. Well, okay. Well. Okay, and then there's level 2. And this is so level 2 is like a different map. And there's like different like bumps in the road to make it harder to drive. And then there's another checkpoint here. And yeah, that's the entire game. So my favorite part about this project was the terrain tool. if I were to continue to work on this project, I would add more levels and a pause menu and home screen to make it more like an actual game.
Cool. And could you show us your code?
Yeah.
Yep. Also, here's a question. So what happens in the code when you pass through the checkpoints?
So when it passes through a checkpoint, it's in the middle line script. So when you pass through a checkpoint, it'll make it so that it'll set this variable to true. And then once it's true, and then when you pass through the finish line, it'll make it so that it's false, so you could pass through the checkpoint again and add to your lap counter and add more time.
Oh, so if you run out of time before you pass the checkpoint, then what happens?
So if you run out of time before you meet the checkpoint, it'll just enable the game over false, the game over text to true, and then it'll just text to pop up saying game over.
Cool, I see. Also, audience members, you can put your questions in the chat. Also, you can say them out loud. And how did you come up with your ideas for different levels? How did you make the maps?
Using the terrain tool. So,
oh, cool.
So I just like colored them and I used the terrain tool to raise things to like make it higher.
Gilbert asks, how long did this take you to make?
This took like a couple of hours over a couple of weeks.
And could you show us like maybe how you make the terrain? Like, could you create like a couple mountains?
So this is the terrain tool, and just like different modes, and this one is raise or lower terrain. So you left click to raise and hold left shift and click to lower. So you can just like click on this and drag your cursor to like make it to raise it. And then if you want to, if you don't want to lower it, you can just hold down shift.
All right, I think we have some more questions in the chat. How did you build the car?
It's from the standard assets in the Unity store. So
and I think we also have some suggestions from Nathan. Nathan says to make the track less flat, the borders of the map should be raised to show where you need to go.
Thank you. That's a good suggestion.
Also, Albert says for a suggestion is to make some other AR cars. Oh, so that's cool. So then it would be like racing against a robot?
Yeah.
Did you receive any help?
Yeah, help from my Unity teachers with the script for loading the next level.
And also, how do you prevent players like you just did to like how do you prevent them from crossing onto the road and like skipping parts of the track?
Well, I have some things here to like block them from taking shortcuts like that.
Okay. And Gilbert asks, can this be multiplayer?
I'm actually not sure because I don't know how to make multiplayer games yet. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure to make multiplayer games, Gilbert, you'll need a server for that. And if you host it on, I think last time we had people who made multiplayer games and they all had Unity. and I think that's how they were playing together. And I think to make a multiplayer game, it would be a bit more difficult. But yeah, it's definitely something that you can think about doing in the future. Okay, and Justin asks, can players go backward and cheat the race?
No, because you have to pass through the checkpoint. So you can't just go back and through because they'll know that you haven't gone to a checkpoint, which is in the middle of the map. So you have to go through a checkpoint in order for it to count as a lap.
Can you add things other than mountains?
Yeah, you can add things like trees, also using the terrain tool. So here, just like a tree tool, you could just use it like add trees to, so it's not just mountains.
Okay, and Albert has another suggestion for you to add some ramps. Is that possible, Sean?
Add what?
To add some ramps?
Ramps?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think it is possible, but I haven't tested it yet. But I'll try to do that.
Okay. And Winona says, can we play this game?
At least right now, I don't think so. Because I don't know how to like share it.
Yeah, guys, if you have questions, you don't have to send them privately to me. You can send it to everyone in the meetings, then Sean can see it as well. Gilbert says, how many levels are there?
There's only 2 levels right now. So like this one and the other one.
And Sean, how do you create like a new level? Is that possible right now to make?
I think, wait, so I think, so like new level, you see.
Oh. So are these considered to be scenes?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not too familiar with Unity, so I think it's pretty cool. Albert asks, is there damage done when you crash the car?
All right, now, no.
And Sean, is it possible to make multiple cars? Or
Yeah, I think you can make multiple cars, but I'm not sure how to like control them. So I mean, you could like just copy and paste, but
and also, how do you make it so that the player is in like third person view, like of the car?
oh, it's the main camera.
Yeah.
So like it's placed to be like behind the car.
So how can you explain like how you make it like follow the car as it drives?
Uh, So like the main camera is like placed inside the car. So
So if it's placed inside the car, then it'll just follow the car as it goes.
yeah.
Okay. And also, how did you make like the checkpoints? Like, could you explain like how the checkpoint detects if the player drove through it?
Yeah. So the checkpoint is just like a copy of like the finish line, and there's an invisible like cube like right here. So like every time it detects the car going through there, it will make it so that the pass middle line variable is true, so it knows that you passed the finish line.
I see. All right. Someone asks if you can drift on the track.
I think you can.
It's going slow.
Yeah, like I think you have to go like really fast for it to drift.
Yeah, how is the physics of the car determined?
It's from the standard assets.
Oh, well, that's a lot of study.
Yeah.
So if you change like the speed, then will it go faster?
Yeah.
What if you change it to like, I don't know, like 7,700?
The top speed would just be faster.
Yeah.
Higher. Even it'll be faster because
Oh, wait, could you try it maybe? Like test it out?
I'm not sure if this will work though. So like, it takes time to accelerate.
Oh,
Might not reach top speed.
I see. So then, like, is it possible to change the acceleration as well?
Yeah, like not exactly sure how, because like I've tried messing with the torque stuff, but it doesn't exactly work.
And are you using the arrow keys to control the car or
No, it's WASD.
WASD? So like, where would you change that? Change like the controls?
Uh,
Oh, there's a mobile input. Is that the part?
what's that? I think.
Can this play on the iPad?
I'm not sure. Is there like a Unity for iPad? I don't think you can get Unity on iPad.
How do you play it on computer?
I think right now it's only playable on Sean's computer. But if he chooses to publish the game, then we'll all be able to see it.
How to like publish it? Yeah.
How do we see it?
You'll only be able to see it when he publishes it, and I'm actually not sure about the publishing process for Unity. Okay, someone's answering in the chat. You can build the game and publish it on itch.io. So yeah, if Sean plans to do that, then we'll all be able to see it. Also, Gilbert asked earlier, what do you mean by can you do donuts in the track, Gilbert?
Can you like?
It means like, can you like drift like around and around like?
Oh, I see. I think
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah.
Can you play now?
What?
I think they want you to play the game again. Also, Evan, you asked earlier, can you play? What is that? Oh, okay, never mind, I see.
Too slow.
Yeah, it's accelerating.
All right, Gilbert has another suggestion. He says you should make some sort of currency for the game.
Currency, like to buy stuff.
Yeah, so maybe like buy race car colors, different paint jobs.
Good idea.
Can you drive off the track?
Yeah, but like if you drive off the track, there's no like barrier, you just fall off.
Oh.
All right, Albert, I think we mentioned earlier it's not multiplayer yet. So only Sean can play it for now. Also, Justin, you're right. I feel like this is definitely more of like a calm driving game, and it's very relaxing. Do we have any more questions? If there's no more questions, then I guess we can end it here today.
Before you guys go, please follow us on our socials. Twitter at Coding Minds Academy and Facebook Coding_Minds. That's it for tonight's Coding Minds project presentation. Good job. Tune in next week for another Coding Minds conference, and we will see you then. We want to thank you on behalf of Coding Minds and have a great evening.